Today, we're discussing how to have an open and honest conversation with our kids about drinking alcohol and other taboo subjects.
Wow. Big taboos. Hi everyone, welcome to TalktousToday. If you are a parent to a teen or a preteen, today's episode is an important one to watch. We are discussing how to initiate and have a conversation with our children regarding drinking alcohol. Yeah. Studies show that children who have had open discussions with their parents regarding alcohol develop a sensible relationship about alcohol. And
Makes sense.
I know many parents who think that discussing alcohol with preteens should be a lecture, to tell them clearly that it is off limit. No, big no. But well, that may not be the best way forward. So it is always to have a discussion rather than lecture. And you must encourage children to ask any questions or doubts they may have. So be open to that. Yeah.
I mean, I feel that lecture is not like you can give them your point of views and that can be your lecture. But in this day and age, not all kids respond. They're not as receptive to lecture. None of us are actually. When we talk about even our topics, we're like, this is no gyan, no lectures. Like, we're going to just have a discussion about this. Because if we're not open-minded, then what are we, right?
Yeah.
And especially parenting comes with no handbook. So it's tough. So when we have the so-called difficult discussions with our children, they learn that communication is always possible between their parents and them. And that no topic should be off the table, like anything, sex, alcohol, drugs, dating, mistakes that we've made in the past. This should all be open for, you don't want to, you can always, I know parents will say, Sara kuch thodi bata. I agree with you. No, there's no need. And it's also age appropriate as time goes on.
Yeah, in parts. All the information should be shared in parts.
Exactly. And we always feel that the communication bridges the generational gaps. So if a kid can speak, like my child can speak to his grandmother so well. And I think that generational gaps reduce the problems about it. And enhancing trust amongst the parent, the guardian, child relationship strengthens.
So and they get better reasoning, understanding. The more they talk, and it's not like something has been just imposed because, oh, this is what it is like. This is what my mom thinks or what my dad thinks. But in general, they understand why it is like that. So yes,
they'll be more accepting, right? Like
exactly, yeah.
So we agree that the communication is a must, Namita. How do we bring up the topic?
Yeah, the big elephant in the room. Yeah, and one thing, Simrit. So when we're saying teen and preteens, so what age we're really talking about? This teen is like pretty a big number. It's like from 13 to 19. So it is like where this discussion should happen.
It depends on what society you guys are in. Where I think with TV and radio and billboards and communication and social media, kids are already being exposed to alcohol from a very young age. Even if you're a non-drinker, all the movies, all the shows are showing drinking and smoking. So I really think that you don't have to say at 10, okay, this is the conversation. But at 10, have a healthy attitude, have a healthy relationship yourself with alcohol, and it'll come up slowly. That's what I think.
Even if the question comes at any age, I feel it at any age, if the question comes from, children, welcome. Just entertain them. Do not shut them up. Oh, you should not know about it. This is
no.
I remember my 9-year-old was we were at a party and where it's like family get together. Oh, my dad drinks Red Label or this and that. I was like, it was shock to me, and it's like, okay, but then
because they're already absorbing it, right? They're already absorbing.
They're aware what is going on in the environment. They were like, oh, you're exposing your child to all this. Like, my child is aware.
We're not playing hide and seek with our children, people. We're not playing hide and seek.
So it's okay if she observes it, she asks question and we answer it. It's not that she's going to start drinking it. She's like, you're the more, and there is a common thought, I would say it's psychological, that the more you try to suppress something, the desire or need or the questions,
it's the forbidden fruit. It's the forbidden fruit.
Exactly. Yeah. And then it just blasts like, in a different way. So yes, we should always have an open discussion. Now, the thing is how to bring up the topic, so don't wait for them to bring the topic.
Yeah,
take
unless
the
they're
first
young
step.
and they bring it up, then it's fine, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, that's fine. But if you're having it and take the first step, if a small question comes, initiate an open and non-judgmental discussion about drinking. Create a
absolutely.
safe and comfortable environment where teens feel encouraged to share their feelings, their experiences, their concerns. Ask them if they're curious to taste it, or they have been dealing with some kind of peer pressure where, oh, ye to pita hi nahi hai, what nonsense. Yeah, this is not,
Yeah.
he's not a
Yeah,
man,
as
he
they get
doesn't
older.
even drink, that kind of a peer pressure does happen. If they want to try, encourage them to try at home first, in
Yeah.
your presence.
Yeah, so encourage meaning that, like, if they don't want to try, don't encourage them. That's
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
If they are getting tempted, you can see the signs. Yeah. Say, look, I would really want you to sit with me, because then the taboo breaks, then the fascination breaks. Oh, my parents need. It's really normal. It normalizes it.
Exactly.
So I think that's really important. Allow them to experiment a little at home in front of you. And then you direct the conversation, have boundaries, and explain why drinking with their peers is not a good idea at this age. Make them understand that. I think the best way to discuss that is to teach them the consequences of underage drinking, the health risks of underage drinking. Take them to a pediatrician, ask them to have an open discussion with the child about drinking, and they can hear it from an expert. So the taboo breaks down that you can talk about this. Let's get factual information, not morally your grandparents would never touched alcohol. That doesn't work to me. That really doesn't.
No, absolutely. And be a good role model, Simrit. Set a positive example by demonstrating responsible drinking habits.
Agreed.
You yourself avoid excessive alcohol consumption and show respect for yourself and others when under the influence of alcohol. And if you see your child is fascinated with alcohol or finds it too cool behavior, and reduce your own drinking, dude, to just special occasions and try to avoid whenever possible.
I also think, like, let's not be ambiguous with our kids. Sometimes we're like, oh man, I got so wasted. The kids are in hearing and they're like, oh, and this happened just recently, and my nephew was like, oh, but like, is 5 drinks a lot? Like, my aunt. And they're like, no, it's not. It is. Yeah, you should never have more than one. It's not good. But it confuses kids. So try to direct those conversations away from the kids. Don't give mixed signals. After all, we're the adults. As a parent and guardian, always establish clear boundaries, curfews, restrictions on outings. Like I'm clear. Like, this is our house rule. Everybody's different. If my son wants to drink with us, good. If he wants. But when they're 16 and these parties that parents think is okay, giving free alcohol to kids, I'm not going to send him there. That's my boundary. That clear expectations regarding drinking, what's legal, what's illegal. And if a kid crosses set boundaries, there's going to be days where your kid comes home drunk at 15 and you feel it's the end of the world. Then you talk to them, you mollycoddle. Don't do that. Take their own privileges. Punish them in the right way. We don't believe in corporal punishment.
And one very important thing, Simrit, that we have to reinforce this idea that say no if you're not comfortable with.
Oh, good one. That's rule number 1.
Right? Say no. Sorry, dude. I don't want to drink anymore. I'm okay. I'm done.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
You should not go those. Arey main kya karta, dost ne pila di. That's this kind of bullshit is like, it's nonsense. And you should always say, no, but I cannot do this. I'm sorry. I'm just okay. And I've seen people, and I really respect them. They would be all in around those people out drinking, partying, everything, and they're just standing with this sip of water or some soda. So
don't I know that?
And they're having fun. You can't just.
My husband, a non-drinker, so that's why we laugh.
Yeah, he likes to make people drink. He never drinks. And I also feel, Simrit, that we should provide alternatives. Like, especially in the teenage, we need to encourage them to participate in healthy, alcohol-free activities to distract the mind somewhere else where it's sports or social events.
Whatever. Get into healthy activities. Let's go rollerblading. Let's go cycling. That's our, whatever. Getting into sports is really good.
Yeah.
Let's do what's today's takeaway. Having a difficult conversation with your children is obviously not something that comes with a manual handbook. So you got to bite the bullet and remember communication is the only way forward. Thinking that your children will find out what's healthy for them is never good. Don't brush it under the carpet. Communication builds trust and strengthens your relationship. Always have the conversation. Teach your children about the law. Teach them this is illegal. We cannot help you if you're caught drinking and driving. It's illegal for a minor to have alcohol, drugs, smoking. Teach them about the law. Teach them about consequences. Get them healthy, get them out of there, and be a good role model. Never drink and drive. These are all good ways to set a healthy relationship with alcohol. Because at the end of the day, we just want our children to be safe. And the best way is to teach them how they can be safe.
Keep the lines of communication open.
Always.
So this shouldn't be like a one-time conversation. Oh, I always spoke to my son. Oh, he's sorted. Sorry. Continue to check in.
You got to keep revisiting it.
Exactly.
You got to keep revisiting
it. And discuss as they grow up and face new situations.
Absolutely.
Time and again.
And because the 13-year-old says, I'm never going to drink, don't hold him to it.
Absolutely. Well, that's all on Talk to Us today. Hope you enjoyed our today's show. Please let us know if you have any suggestions or you want to say, you want us to discuss something in our comment section, or you can email us at hello@talktousradio.com. And we always look forward to hearing from you all. So,
that's all on Talk to Us today. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to stay notified of our videos every Friday at 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us on Talk to Us today. Remember to talk about Talk to Us today. Keep smiling, keep laughing, and keep talking, guys. Keep talking, communication. Yay. See you guys next Friday. Thanks. Bye.